Hello everybody, welcome back to Auction Not Included. I'm working on bigly fixing our power issues. Building melted. Oh, snow, whatever, that's fine. Snow tiles are going to melt. Most of the snow tiles that are still here are, well, they don't really have a use to be here. And I think I'm going to stop them using mercury because it's been suggested that the mercury chips might just be melting immediately. It's hard to tell. So I'm just going to have them make them out of lead and we'll see if we actually end up with properly chipped engines or reactors or generators. Or whatever you call them. Yeah, so we're getting power going in a big way. So I'll be curious to see if Freya can actually, well, first of all, if she can survive long enough in here to do it. Which she probably can't. That's for when she goes up here and she breathes. Okay, good stuff. And we've got not much hydrogen, but we want the hydrogen to always burn first, if possible. So it's hydrogen. Then it's right, hydrogen, then it's then it's whatever this is, ethanol, then it's petroleum, then it's wood. Yes. Okay, so the fact that a microchip never drops on the ground means I think that they did just immediately melt every time. So making them out of lead is definitely the way to go. And we're going to have some tuned up engines, which is going to be super nice. I'm going to make all the engines priority 8s. I'm going to make making the microchips priority 7s so that they get made. Rowan is scalding in here. It is kind of hot in here. Yeah. But to be fair, most of the heat, I think, really was generated by the active burning of wood-fired generators, which we're not really gonna do all that often. At least that's the plan, or the hope is we don't have to use them all that often. Why were you damaged? Must have just got a weird delivery of something. Scalding in here. Yup. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it would be nice to cool this room down, but it is what it is. How is the production of petroleum going? It's going quite well. I know it's only in small fits and bursts, but we expected that. And based on the fact that our generators are running the way they are, we're actually getting a small build-up of ethanol and a backing up of petroleum, which is fantastic. You know what? I could easily feed this through here and reduce some of the pipe hell that we've got going on. And I'll probably run my petroleum pipe like this up the whatever this is called, the thing, you know what I'm talking about, the transport tube, up the transport tube area, because that way I can, check this out, Install these. Deconstruct all of these. Build these. Build these. And then it's not such a pipe nightmare. Do that. Deconstruct that. Though maybe not the deconstruction of that, actually. I'll put one of these in here. One there, one there. And it's pretty much a straight shot all the way up here. Hold on, snip that for sure. One there. That one doesn't actually need to jump over anything. Yes. Oops. And we're going to get rid of this one. This probably doesn't really need to be gotten rid of in this way. But we're going to do that. Going to get rid of this. We're going to refactor. And it's going to be worth it. Because I'm not going to be doing this stupid jumping over of sections. Okay, but yeah, we're getting a nice build-up of petroleum. Which is good because it means we clearly don't need the petroleum that aggressively. I'm a big fan of that. We're getting a build-up of ethanol. Also a big fan of that. I think part of it's probably that... Well... Are these running? No. Where's our power coming from then? Is it just that we're not using that many things? And I guess having... God, it produces 3 kilowatts. Okay, that's why. These things produce... It won't tell me right now. 800 by default. The NG's tune-up is 50% boost. Yeah, so the 2 kilowatts go to a 3. These 800 watts go to 1200. Interesting. 3 kilowatts can't sustain whatever we're doing right now. But then these kick on and only burn for a little bit. So they don't actually use that much petroleum. So we're still building a supply. Oh, baby. Now, the only thing I would love is for these to run more consistently. But that requires us to be using the metal refineries. And generating a remarkable amount of heat down here, which we're not really. That's fine. Part of me thinks... So, I once saw basically this setup, except in here were also a series of kilns with auto sweepers sweeping materials in and out, which I thought was interesting. So you can have the kilns burning in the steam environment and heating the steam, which would be cool. But I'm not. We might factor that in one day. You know, we might add them down here or something like that. But I do wish there was a consistent way to move heat from our base into here. We could start just cooling. We could cool this actually. So this, it's 7 degrees once it gets here. And it's 7 degrees when it leaves. Well, of course that makes sense. It's -6 when it gets down here. Let's, you know what? Let's think about it. So if we wanted to cool this area, how would we do that? We would probably just use regular pipes, not radiant, just regular pipes fed across each of these, and then across each of these, and then maybe across each of these, and then up and out, right? it would maybe come in. Actually, don't worry about that. Oh, hold on, you dumb idiot, hold on. Insulated. You want them to be insulated pipes, okay? Insulated pipes. And then one of these. And you know what? Building, construction even. Let's make these a 9. Make those a 9. Right, so back to it. So what we'll probably do is we'll have the coolant come up like so. Well, we're going to get rid of this pipe actually. This petroleum pipe. So we can have the coolant come up one way and down the other way maybe. Or maybe I'll just do it in here actually is probably the better way to do it. So the coolant will come up and it will go across like so. And then go across like so. And then across like so. And then up. And then out. And then down. Though this should be insulated. Yeah, once it gets here, this should be insulated. We're down to about here, right? And then I can do this just off of one, I think. That's the input. So that's where, so this comes back. And then this will come out insulated. Yeah. Oops. Like that. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. That. Cancel that. Up and down. Okay. Then let's do that as well. Priority 9s, please. I assume we have enough material to get this done. Probably. Like these are all, yeah, you just stand on here. They're all very reachable. Very reachable, very reasonable things to do. Okay, so for now, I'll snip that bit of petroleum pipe. Good, they're building. And then we're eventually going to want to ship this petroleum up here. And probably like that. For the digging of this. And the digging of that. So that we can go into here. And I need my oxalite refinery up here. Okay, so let's think about building this as well. Storage bin. It's a smart storage bin. Smart storage bin. Because then we can say, when it's full, turn off the electrolyzer. Right? Because I think the electrolyzer just kind of runs regardless. I'm going to need to open some bottles of liquid here, I think. And the electrolyzer's station? No, a refinement. Yes. Not electrolyzer, sorry, the oxalite refinery. So we'll build an oxalite refinery. Just the one, I think. Auto sweeper to auto sweep. Yes. If I put you here, then that should be nice and filled with liquid. Yeah, then we can launch a rocket. Almost. Okay, they're putting the pipes in. We love that. This is still going very well. Oh my god, we're actually building up a supply of petroleum in my liquid reservoirs. I love it. I love it. Obviously, we're going to probably use a lot of petroleum in the fueling of our rockets. That's fine and is to be expected. So, this is the input. So it comes out here, goes all the way around, goes into here, skips this, comes... Yeah, perfect. We might need more polluted... pardon me, apologies. We might need more polluted water in here, actually. This reservoir might not have enough to extend... Because it's 10 kilograms per piece of pipe. Yeah, I might need to get my polluted water output pipes and just briefly hook it in. Somewhere, somehow. It's a mess. Look at this shit, it's just a mess. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Once I've actually built it, I'll feel better. Okay. And I do want to get rid of all this like water and petrol. Well, the petroleum's probably fine, right? Because the petroleum will just drop down here and will just stay as petroleum. The water is annoying because the water will turn into steam. So I don't want water here. What I might do is this. It seems weird. But hear me, I'll build this, and then if the water does get bumped up onto here, then we can maybe mop it. Or we just block it off entirely and then sort it out in another way. Yeah. Okay. So where do these show up in the errands list? Do I only have one supplier? I have 2 people who supply. You also cook, fair. And you research and tidy. Okay. Yeah, I might do. Might find another colonist who... You. Congratulations, Nisbet. You're going to pass the butter, I'm afraid. So you do that. Take an improved carrying hat. And then let's make sure my lovely little Nisbet, where are you? Here you are. You supply. And you're tidy. So that way, she should deliver things really fast to pretty much everywhere. Right, deconstruct that shit. And how's this going? So it's not being built yet, but there's other things. We have some higher priority construction projects right now. That's okay. How's the O2 levels? Ooh, little weak down here, but that's fine. That's what we have these deodorizers for. Or carbon skimmers. My carbon skimmers aren't running because there's no water in them. Isn't that interesting? Why is there no water? Okay. Interesting. So the next load of polluted water that comes down, I'll also filter into there, and then I'll like peel that away and stop that, you know, running quite like that. Okay. Getting done. Oh, we're filling up the petroleum. Yes. Hold on, did the same thing happen? Is the water freezing? I don't know. Really weird. Well, I mean, either way, it seems to be running now. Feed one last little bit of... I think it must be. The water must be freezing. Yeah, okay. That's an annoying problem to have, but if this all just does run out of water again, then that's fine. I'll just wait for the carbon to sink to somewhere that is a little warmer. Like down here, where it's miserable all the time. Heat-wise, at least. Hold on. This is the new petroleum one. Right. Yes, okay, that's fine. Are these done? Not quite. You seem to do all of these. Which is a little annoying, but I'm sure you will. You need to do all of these as well. Again, I'm sure you will. Well, there's a reason that you're taking forever to do it. You're picking up and I assume just dropping igneous rock? No. Okay, you are actually picking it up and moving it. That's good. Steel. Loads of wood. Don't feel like we're getting as much wood. I suppose we have cut down a few of the trees here and there to make room for some stuff. But there's loads over it. Well, body temperature. Oh, it's warm. Well, that's probably what's done it. I mean, actually, a lot of these are still fine. Yeah, so actually still pretty good for the most part. Okay, so you're still running, you just don't have any, like, real need to run. There. Oh, it's getting done. It's getting done. Oh! Then I'm going to need to pull from... No. You could probably just feed in here, actually. I don't know why I have a second thing here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll make some small changes here. Are you all done? Finishing off this bit. Perfect. So. Can snip you like that. So this is the new petroleum line. Is perfect. And you're not quite hooked up, but when you are, we'll feed some petroleum into the spaceship. That will be cool. Actually, I should snip you for now. Because I really need all of this petroleum to be removed. Excellent. And then here. So you're going to hook in like that, and then you're going to... You know what? Just deconstruct the liquid bridge. You know what? That's a perfect example of how bridges work. The white port wants to pull literally everything it can. None is making it past there. So that's how you can use bridges to your advantage. There we go. So let's see how much of this is used. Quite a lot, I would imagine. Oh yeah. Way more than we have the capacity to use. So I'm going to build a temporary little bridge. It's ugly for now. It's ugly for now. I'm going to build a temporary little bridge thing. I'm going to use this so that it pulls all of the polluted water it can into this half of the loop. And then once we're filled... So where are we up to? We're up to here. Okay. We don't need to worry about cooling anything at the moment. Though, having said that, couple of priority 9s wouldn't go amiss, you know what I'm saying? Okay. How is the petroleum looking? About here. We're working it through. We'll deconstruct up to here because we can. We have half full tank. It's so nice once you get the petroleum generator going. With the and check this out, countersink heat exchanger. I remembered what it's called. You don't need to thank me, people. I remembered. I committed that piece of knowledge to memory. It'd be really funny if I got the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a counterflow heat exchanger, you dumbass. I remembered. Eventually, it's a counterflow heat exchanger. Because the heat is exchanged in two counterflows. One flows one way, the other flows the other way, and they exchange heat. Oh, yes! It's a fucking Graham knowledge put straight into my prefrontal cortex right there. And I've remembered from the last time that we built it. Alright. How are things going? They're kind of working on this a little bit. It will be good to get some of that going. Oh, they've built the Oxalite refinery. Interesting. Can I mop this? I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mop these. Then I'm going to have them opened here. Like ethanol, I want to relocate to here. Ethanol, I want to relocate to here. Liquid carbon. Wow, it's cold up here. There's liquid carbon up here. Ethanol, I want to relocate to here. And I have something somewhere that ethanol goes. Is it this? Nope. Do I have attached anywhere to this part of the generatoria an ethanol thing? I think I used to have one up the top, but I don't anymore. Which is fine, because that means my ethanol isn't going to be randomly dumped into a thing. I bet you that's unreachable. Me and my 5 tall rooms. Damn it. You're right. Okay, so that broke again, I assume. Yeah, I'm not sure that this series of carbon skimmers is really going to do much for us anymore. Because it's just too cold. Print, please. I think it's just too cold up here for the water to not freeze. So I'm okay just probably deconstructing these at some point. Right, now. You're not built yet. You're not built yet. Okay. I need my brothers and sisters. I need these built so that I can start getting the polluted water into here. So that we can start doing the Lord's work in cooling this room. Which again, I could use the liquid outflow from the petroleum generators. And I want to acknowledge that I could do that, not just like completely gloss over. I have been told you can use that, you know, and you run it across the floor and it cools the area down. But I want to do this because I want to pump a bit more heat into here, just on the off chance that these generate some additional power for us. That offsets the use of our ethanol and our petroleum. And to an extent our hydrogen. Oh my god. There's some polluted water making its way through the system. Okay. With 3 microchips here. Might just put a storage bin here and allow it to store microchips. And you know what? You probably don't need to make that many of them. Is there a way? I'm not sure I need that. I need this many. I might make a storage bin, and then when the storage bin is full, I'll be like, shut down the power control stations. You. Are they not? Oh, did I forget they are? Microchip. This doesn't... Right. It's not a smart storage bin. Okay. We'll build a smart storage bin. With a little bit of this involved. Yeah. And you know what? We'll run a little bit of that as well. Again, just to reduce the amount of hell that's installed in our base. Okay, so you're making, so we're almost full up. So what I want to do is I want to wait until this is backed all the way up, and then I want to wait until there's a couple of kilograms, I think. Maybe 10 kilograms worth of liquid in here, because that acts as a thermal mass for the liquid to stay cool, right? Because the cool liquid... Is that right? The hot liquid comes in here? Hold on. That's not what. We earned an achievement. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay. Probably that one we just did. Cool, bunch of colony achievements. All right. Yeah, so I want to add more thermal mass so that the as you like heat up or cool down the liquid, there's so much liquid in there that it naturally heats up or cools down the associated liquid. You know, the like any liquid with it. Okay. So this bit of the petroleum pipe that I had previously built and was honestly a nightmare to install is finally done, and we can deconstruct that. Congratulations everybody on a job well done. Oh, we are getting a bit of liquid in here. I don't know how much, but I'll probably... because this thing can store 5,000 kilograms. How much do we leave in these ones? Quite a lot, actually. I'll get to 2,000 kilograms, maybe, of additional polluted water in here, and then feel pretty good about that. Okay. So I can deconstruct this bit of automation wire. which is nice. It actually means I can probably refine the layering of these automation wires to be interesting. Let's make these bits yellow and just see what they look like. Well, actually, I probably can't even see them. But we'll see them through the floor here. And the yellow ones will be for our power automation system. Oh. Are they yellow because they're not connected to anything? Is that how automation wires normally look? Or is it actually yellow because it's yellow? No idea. Hold on. Yellow. Or do I change? Oh, you just changed the blueprint. Oh. Okay. Do I have to? Hold on. Do I have to do that for every single one of them? Yeah, seems like I do. Cancel these. Is there a change blueprint button? You can just change the color. I can't shift select them. You know what? That's fine. We're just gonna leave them blue. I actually do not care enough. Yeah, I could do them between videos, maybe. I might, because I kind of like the idea of having bright yellow wires for our power systems. But anyway, so we're going to do that. Sorry, you're going to store microchips, okay? And then you're going to store... I actually don't know how many microchips go into one thing. Oh yeah, I have a smart looking... I forgot I have so many different storage lockers. Okay. So we're going to do that. Then we can get rid of these bits of like automation wire bridges and stuff. Not because they're ugly, but I just find it easier to see or to kind of read the straight lines of what's going on. Lovely. And then you can get rid of those. Perfect. So. Oh, you need a power connection as well. My bad. So you send a green signal when full. Oh, otherwise send a red signal. Which means I need a little NOT gate. Where are you? Here you are. Yeah. Do that. Actually, no. Do that. Snip that. So you'll send a green or a red signal when full, and otherwise a green signal. And then I'll see how many microchips actually go in here. And I can say, well, when you have 10, stop making them. So that should be sending, yeah, a green signal that enables operation. Perfect. Now, how are we looking? down here. 500. We are sending a little bit more in, which is good. Okay. Is this actually cooling this down at all? Well, it was 70 something degrees. It's now under 50. So I would say yes, it is actually doing some cooling. Which I'm a big fan of. These are obviously creating heat as well. To be fair, these ethanol distillers could probably be moved into a region near here. To just allow their heat to be forced into this section as well. Oh, at 46 minutes. Holy crap. I'm just getting carried away having fun. Okay, so for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps out a great deal. I really appreciate it. I love your faces for it. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Make sure you check the links in the description, ring the notification button, and I will see all of you in the next one. I'm going to enable this now so it starts to work. And then we can always add some extra water in. It seems like we are. Yeah, it's perfect. We'll do that for a little bit more until we're feeling satisfied. Okay, I'll see you all in the next one. See you.